When I grew up in the Boerkaap, it was literally the change, you know, things have started to change. This was 1994 was my first year at university, so all of a sudden I had access to a much larger world than that had shaped me before. So there was too much happening. And I remember when I hung the work for my first exhibition, it was just a space on the side of the road behind bars, part of the German church. And it was an interesting little space, just a wall with an overhang and bars. And I'd just gotten out and I hung the last picture and I was standing there watching, and these two street kids walked past. You know, and they stopped and they started looking at the pictures, and you saw them. And then I was listening to them. And as they went through the images, they were like, oh, this is over here, and this is over here, this is by the flats, and this is so, and kind of hearing the stories that they came up with. Legacy, you know, that everyone has this notion of legacy and wanting to leave behind something that will say to people in the future that, hey, I was here, you know. And so perhaps it was that you know, without maybe being able to vocalize it, it's part of me saying that I wanted to be, you know, this is me saying that I was there. As you can imagine, it was a time of tremendous openings, because all of a sudden places that you weren't allowed to go to, you are now allowed to go. And people that you ordinarily did not socialize with, it was now somehow okay. You know, that in terms of your access, it had changed completely. So everything was new in a way. You know? And for me, having the camera, I suppose, was a, you know, again, it was a way in. It was a way into these different areas. I got my camera from my father when I was 17, and initially what it was for me was, you know, I realized that I found a way of not just recording what I thought, but recording actually the way I look at the world, you know, the way I look at people. For me, photography was a means of connecting with people. Photography was a means of interacting with people that I wouldn't ordinarily encounter in my day-to-day existence. So, and I've mentioned this before, it's, you know, that photography was like a passport into the lives of different people. And it's a really privileged position and a space to hold. And I hope that I do justice to the people who have allowed me to actually take their photograph. I remember taking that photograph, and I remember saying to myself, look up, you know, so shoot up at them. Don't shoot down, shoot up at them. And if you look at the image, you can see that they are, you know, the boys in the photograph, you know, it's not this kind of smiling face. There's an element of you know, owning their space that I think makes it different to the stereotypical imagery, you know, that is far too often associated with Africa. In terms of what the images say about South Africa, I would like to think that it's perhaps a point of departure, and I don't want to influence anyone's reading of the images, but I'd like to hope that they recognize the humanity. You're selected as the photographer to represent and participate and be involved in this final gift. It's to South Africa. In a way, it couldn't be more perfect for me personally, because I have a profound attachment to, you know, the place that I'm born in and the people who share the space with me, South Africans, right? And though more and more I'm starting to see myself as a global citizen, and I think this is a direction that, you know, hopefully I can participate in the movement of people actually seeing themselves as global citizens, and especially within the African context, you know, seeing ourselves as African.